Hey guys, BW here, and we're back out in the garage. I last left you guys, I was working on these transition to quarter panel pieces for the tail light. We got them close. I would not say they're perfect, but it's close enough to where we got to get this thing in epoxy primer, and I'm going to put a little bit of reducer in the primer so that we can turn it into a sealer, so we don't have to worry about this thing getting rusty while we play with it this summer. I'm not doing the doors yet, as you guys can see, because I need to fix the damage I did on this door, and I'm not messing with the front tilt either, because I'm not sure if I want to strip that back down or not yet. And so I'm not messing with that. It's good enough, it's protected for now, and we'll deal with these doors in time. I sanded at the top of this roof as well. I just hit everything with 180. There's body work that needs to be done. There's a dent right here and right there in the middle of the roof. I think that there was a siren on or something on this at one time, but we'll dig this out and then we'll put some fiberglass in there, but not now. At a later date we'll worry about that. We're just going to get this into epoxy so we don't have to worry about things rusted. I just lightly sanded it, everything, like I said, with 180. I broke the paint line from when I put the black epoxy on there for putting in the glass back when. And we also broke the glaze, or whatever you want to call it, the protective coating on this quarter, and we also, got rid of, feathered in this paint line up here as well from that window when we painted that to put the glass in. By no means is this going to be perfect. The garage is filthy. You guys can see it's really tight quarters in here, but I don't have any choice. I was going to do it outside on the pad, and it's just so hot. The metal got so hot so fast. There's just no way. It'll blister and everything else. I don't feel like having adhesion problems. I already don't really know what I'm doing, so we don't want to add anything that's going to cause even more problems than we're probably already going to have. I just got the trunk just kind of propped open because I'm going to do the track, and I'm going to try to keep the paint out of here the best I can. This deck lid's going to need body work. I mean, I think that it needs to get media blasted down, because whoever had this before me, I never took it to get it media blasted when I sent the car up, because I wasn't sure. I thought it was okay. Let's be honest, it was in gray primer, but it looks like they just primered right over metal, because there was like I don't want to say it's deep rust, but it looks like rust to me underneath there, so I think it needs to be blasted. We're not going to worry about it right now. We're just going to hit it with epoxy and use the car this summer, and over the winter I'll have this pulled off and I'll send it over and have it blasted and cleaned up, because the inside needs to be blasted as well, the underside. So we're just not going to worry about it till the off season. We want to use the car this summer, so we're just going to spray it with some epoxy for right now. All right, so that's what I got going on. When I get ready to spray, you guys can laugh at me. I'll put the stand out here and go to town, and we'll see. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see. This thing has a habit of conking out when the camera conks out when it gets in the direct sun, so Lord knows how long it will even run. I got all my stuff set up over here to mix the paint. The one thing I'm a little, I don't want to say worried, but I got to use this reducer, the 60. I mean, it's going up to 80 today, but I mean, that's all I have, so I think it'll be all right just to do what we're doing here, because at some point I'm going to be doing more body work on that thing, and it's going to get painted yet. This is just to protect against rust for now, and so we can have fun with the car. All right, so let me get my paint mixed up, and let me get set up, and I'll put you guys on the stand, and you guys can watch the controlled chaos as it goes. As you guys can see, it's a few days later. The it didn't work. It's not painted. You can see it just went sideways in a very, very, very big hurry. I'll just explain what happened. I don't have footage of it. I shut the camera off and put it in the shade because it was getting hot, but it didn't matter. You can see half the roof is painted and half of it's not, and it's not even painted. It's just kind of a little bit on there. I haven't quite figured out what went wrong yet, but I'll try to explain it to you guys. I mixed a batch and I put a little bit of that 60 reducer in there, and to try to get it into a sealer. When I started spraying, it was going on almost clear and very, very heavy. Now I had the gun at I would say 28-30 psi and at a 1.4 tip. It's what I usually do. It's what I did with the last time I sprayed the DP90, but this was a different brand epoxy. Now it's been in my basement for a year and it was kind of clumpy in the bottom, and it took me a while to mix it up, but I followed the instructions. It was 1:1 with a half of reducer, and it just was going on real bad. You can see right here there was a big run right along here and here, and very bad right here, but I could have lived with a couple runs. So when that started happening, I stopped. And like I said, I put the camera in the shade and I was going to let it cool off, and I went over to the table to mix a different batch without the reducer, because I was convinced, okay, it's 60 reducer, it's a little too warm out, let's just put on the epoxy and not worry about making a sealer for right now. So I mixed a batch 1:1 just like the directions said, and came over and I started to spray the quarter. And as soon as I started spraying the quarter area, it just, as soon as it hit the metal, it looked okay for like a couple seconds, then it all just started falling. And now when I say curtains, I don't mean just little tiny runs. You can see a little right here. I could have even lived with that. It just started falling. So I stopped and I got my razor blade scraper. Go see if I can find that. Show you how it was filthy. Right here, you can see it's got the stuff all over it. And I took a half hour and I just scraped as much of the epoxy off as I could, and then I let it dry for, I guess, about 8 hours, and I came out and I resanded it because I wanted to take the car to the car show, and there was no way it was going to happen in the condition it was in. So that's what I did. I took the car to the show like this. Now you can see there's a little bit of epoxy on back here. You can see where I even had a palm print right here because I was leaning over to clean everything up whenever I was scraping at it. And I didn't realize, I thought it was dry to the touch. Well, it wasn't. But anyway, it went sideways, as you can see. And you can see how you could almost see through it, you know? And it's like, I know you could probably use 2 coats and all this and that. And it wasn't even terrible back here. This was me just lightly spraying at it, trying to make it work. And like I said, it just didn't. But it's okay. I mean, I got to learn, right? So no big deal. So I ordered from Eastwood because I seem to have better luck with their product. And I was going to just get a quart of DP90, but it's almost $400. And I got a gallon of the epoxy from Eastwood. Now this is the spray on. You guys know I got the roll-on stuff for the Nova for now, but I got the spray stuff from Eastwood coming. It's not here yet, but it's like, you know, $250 for a gallon. So, and it's 1:1. So I'm going to try that because you know, hey, look, some of it was me for sure, but I think that product went bad. I really do. Let's go over to the shed. I mixed that on Saturday, and it had a pot life of 4 hours. And like I said, it's 1:1. And yesterday, it hadn't stiffened up yet. So I took the lid off, and I got it sitting in here. And it's still, no, you know what, it is starting. I took the lid off and it's just now, it's starting to set up. So I think it went bad. This stuff had a big clump You see I put the Nova floor in here. It had a big clump in the bottom, and I put the mixer on my drill, and I mixed at it for a half hour, and then I mixed the hardener and the primer together. Now the directions say right on the back, 0 induction time. That may be a problem too. I might, you know, I've never heard of that before. You know, usually they want the stuff to coalesce for like what, 15-20 minutes or something at least. And with a pot life of 4 hours, I could have just let it sit for 20 minutes, and I probably should have. I guarantee I let it sit for about 10 almost, and it said 0 required. The stuff I got coming from Eastwood, it also says 0 induction time, but I'm not going to listen to that either. I'm going to let it, you know, sit for a while. The only thing that I'm upset about is, and not even that I have to sand again, because I'm going to have to sand again. I'm going to have to take the tail lights back off, take the bumper back off, sand everything, clean again, and then you know, mask it all back. That's what I had, masking. I had it all masked up, and now we got to do it again. But like I said, it's a lesson you learn. I will tell you this, taking it to the show like this, it got more attention than it's ever got. I had so many people coming up asking about the car, talking about it, wanting to know everything about it. I guarantee we got some new subscribers out of the deal. You know, they all asked about it. I told them, hey, you got any particular questions? There's a video or two on the YouTube where it shows every phase of this car being built. So I got a lot of people who are like, why don't you just leave it like this? It looks so cool. Well, I don't want it to rust up on us. I mean, we got to put some kind of protective coating on it. So we're gonna try again. Maybe this time too, I'll get the door ready and do a little bit better with the body work. You know, I need a little more time. But and I actually, I got to clean the shop up. Look at that. You can't eat, the poor Nova's buried, and I'm going to jump back on that for a little bit. That's what I'm going to do after I get done wrapping up this video, telling you guys what happened. I'm going to go in there and clean up the shop a little bit, because I do want to jump back on that Nova. I want to get that. I think I'm going to cut that floor out, and I'm going to have to support that that front frame, and I'm going to have to support the transmission to take the cross member out and cut that floor out. So that's going to be coming up. So I'm going to be juggling back and forth. But I just wanted to let you guys know what happened. It got a lot of positive feedback from the car show on Sunday after the catastrophe on Saturday, and that made me feel a lot better. Like I said, I'm not mad or anything. It's a learning curve. I'm still not positive what happened. But I know that was not normal, and I did have the car in the hot sun for a while, and then I brought it in the shop, and when I had it in the sun, that's because I was going to do it right out here on the pad. It was way too hot. I couldn't even touch the roof. I'm like, there's no way. So I put it in the shop, and I let it sit till it was cool, till the sheet metal cooled all the way off. I didn't just like start spraying it. I ran through everything that I did. I'm convinced that that material probably spoiled. I don't know if it spoils. Does it spoil? Somebody could tell me. I absolutely believe that if you saw the clump on the bottom, I don't know how normal that is, but I stirred at it until it was completely liquefied again, and started some more on top of that. So not quite certain, but anyway, it's just a learning curve. We're going through it. We'll learn as we go. Maybe some of you guys can give me feedback as to what you think happened. But I got that stuff off as quick as it went on. Or, well, not as quick as it went on. It took me a while to get it off. But I got it back off there. Alright? So, that's what I got right now this week for you. Sorry it's not a whole lot, but that's what happens. Sometimes stuff goes backwards before it goes forward. Alright? If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about it. It doesn't cost you anything, and it sure does help me. Until next time, take care, everybody.